Angad, like when the entire day is over and when he and I both want to disconnect, go all the way to Malabar Hill and then Marine Drive and then do the whole like typical Mumbai drive and come back. And especially when it rains, he's like, let's go for a drive. Yeah, that's where our romance like kind of kicks in because you have so many conversations as well.
Hi and welcome to Mumbai Meri Jaan. Joining us today we have the lovely Neha Dhupia.
Thank you.
And we are at her production house in Mumbai. So Neha, let's start with your first house in the city. Like, do you remember your first home?
Of course I remember. It was when I won Miss India and I was staying in a building called Lotus Court in Worli, and I could look at Haji Ali. And it had this really famous Indian restaurant called Copper Chimney, and I didn't order it for one day also from there because I was preparing for Miss Universe. I was never allowed to eat from there, but I could just smell all the amazing food.
But moving to a new city is never easy, and I'm sure there were quite a few culture shocks also, and the language. So if you have any memories of those.
Yeah, like I didn't know what mala was, I didn't know what beda was, I didn't know what kanda was, I didn't know what Tainli was. It's got a beautiful building culture, no matter what. And this happened like 3 different houses when I moved. And maybe I was just blessed that I would have like Sunday morning, there would be the dosa or knee dosa given to me by my neighbor. Because they were like, okay, she stays alone, might as well just do the Sunday morning tradition. So that's what I remember. And then as a single young girl, really felt that as a city, I don't know what you call the spirit of Mumbai, but there is something called the spirit of Mumbai. And I feel a large part of it also lies in just everybody doing what they want to do. But a larger part of it also lies in the safety that the city provides. So I felt very safe when I was here.
Okay, and when you finally did get to eat after Miss India, so which were the restaurants that were your favorites?
Currently, of course, I love Japanese food and so does my husband. So we love this restaurant called Izumi. There's a restaurant right next to our house where our daughter loves going and eating. It's a very family kind of restaurant called Saltwater Cafe. I love the Bachelor's ka sandwich, that, you know, the Bombay sandwich. There's one street food place on Turner Road, which is called Ranjit Bhel Puri. It's called Top Bhel Puri, really good. And I've had it cooked for the past 20 years ever since I moved in, which speaks volumes of her and of me also to a great extent. So I love it. Like everybody around, all my friends are like, Shubha's cooking. So her name is Shubha, and I'm just like, okay, fine, we'll just eat whatever she cooks.
And which are the kids' favorite places? Like, are there any places that they are most attached to?
I think there's a huge relevance to holiday places. So she loves this ice cream place when we go to Goa, because we go there a lot. Like it's like every 3 months we're there. So there's a gelato place called Cream Chalk, which is her thing. My daughter doesn't like eating out too much. She likes the idea of going out, but she doesn't like eating out too much. My son's 9 months, so clearly there's been no communication on that as yet.
And once you become famous, obviously, then, you know, I'm sure you can't move around as freely. But are there any places that you used to, like maybe after Miss India, that you used to just head to when you needed some calm and peace?
You know, I actually go for a run very often in Bandra. I love Bandstand. I love Carter Road. I know Bandra really well, like all the streets, and you know, there's some really cool, nice cafes around here. So just walk down, step down. In fact, behind our house, there's this beautiful place called Birdsong Cafe. And for coffee, sometimes we step down to Subco Coffee, which is right where we live. Angad, like when the entire day is over and when he and I both want to disconnect, he's just like, let me take you for a drive after the kids sleep. So we go all the way to Marine Drive and, you know, and then first Malabar Hill and then Marine Drive and then do the whole like typical Mumbai drive and come back. And especially when it rains, he's like, let's go for a drive. Yeah, that's where our romance like kind of kicks in, because you have so many conversations as well.
Yeah, and speaking of rains, of course, we have to ask you your monsoon memories in Mumbai.
I really enjoy the rain. Sitting back and watching would be perfect, and drinking chai.
All right, thank you so much for doing this.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.